In this, go to the key setups required for the demo. We first set physical instances and set up the types and signatures. We also track and the functions required as well as associated with the functions, which is stored on the Dropbox. We then do scenarios which list involved for and flow. Test data source, which would be a dynamic query in this case, as well as data set. Let's look at the logical instances. So we have logical instance per instance type. So now we have Salesforce, Informatica, and Oracle 12 Informatica demo. So let's just click on this, which is Informatica. So as you can see here, we just defined the logical instance name set along with the description. We have for each one of the logical instances. Once the logics are set up, then we can go and give physical instances. If I carry the attributes for the instance, in the case of Informatica Dev, this is an instance of Informatica. Also, the logical instance of Informatica, and which needs to be used for getting to this particular instance. The data source also shared with this particular development instance of Informatica. Once we have logic physical instances, we can go ahead and create the signature types. Type application. So we can see a signature type for Informatica, one for Salesforce, and one for cloud applications R12. Let's fill the Informatica signature type. As you can see, Informatica type is also a function of Informatica, which means whenever we create a test function of signature type Informatica application logon function Informatica login. So defined for each one signature types. Once fine, then we create what is known as signatures. Signatures. Right now, you can see an application signature for Informatica. As you can see, this signature is using the name gnonsolutionx.com associated with the application instance, the logical instance, and then the type is Informatica. And if that's associated with it, that will be set right over here. In this case, no other parameters involved. Signatures are created, then we can go ahead and configure that to create a track for each one of the functions. You know, we have created a track Informatica, so all the Informatica functions would come under this track. Similarly, we said for and then modules. This user to calculate the way we want to do that. And then we can go ahead and create a function. This is the Informatica transfer data function, which is transferring the data from Salesforce into R12. As you can see, the test function Informatica transfer data is associated with the QTP Informatica transfer data. So the function is the type of agent associated with the function. besides QTP, real SQL, select ration function tester. Uh, integrated function, so the signature type would be Informatica. And if they're registered with this particular test function, they would be listed here. Next, the case of Salesforce account function. Again, is associated with a QTP script Salesforce create account. And you can see here there are associated with this test function. It is we need to pass values for this function for this function to execute. Define, we can move on and create the scenario. All test functions which will be executed to end-to-end testing. Okay, let's move on to this Salesforce Oracle R12 customer creation scenario. As you can see, the scenario we have 4 functions. The first function creates a account Salesforce. It transfers the data from Salesforce into R12 tables. And the third creates the customer on the R12 using a PL SQL API. And the fourth one, query customer, which has been created. And these are the parameters which are passed creating the account Salesforce. Created, then the next step would be to create what is known as a test suite. A test suite would be nothing but multiple errors. In this case, see the test suite says Oracle R12 customer creation. It has underneath which scenarios as needed in the test function into the suite. So this particular function. Once then we can move on to data to this for testing. In terms of data queries, which would be SQL to be the database or data spreadsheets. For us, we have chosen to use SQL query. This particular Salesforce customer. As you can see, this besides a SQL with some static text combined dynamic data, which is basically minute and second of this data portions. Customer generated would be unique every time, and these are column varied by this particular SQL. Once the data spreadsheets are identified, we can move on and create the data set. This are an entity data for a particular test suite. We have the Salesforce R12 customer creation test suite. So this is made up of only one scenario. So there is a function underneath. So this particular scenario, we need to pass values for all these parameters. So it is using the query Salesforce customer, which we saw just now in the previous screen. And this will be executed against the logical instance of Salesforce. So determine which needs to be passed for this scenario. Then it would be to identify what username and which needs to be identified for doing this test. So log on to Salesforce and then account. So we using the application signature Salesforce G, which basically with the user G. And for Informatica, it is again using G for create Oracle R12 using PI. It is username demo and then the visible manager, and then the application of the customer in Oracle R12. We log applications and query using the demo and the responsibility visible. At this point, all events require a test run. Let's take a look. And then I test the function. For example, let's look Informatica test function. This particular will be the test script Informatica transfer data, and that is stored on Dropbox, the cloud. So this is a copy of the Dropbox, but it's actually stored on the cloud. And this is the test script associated with this particular test function. These steps are required: logical and physical instances, signature type and signatures, defining functions, and then test scripts on a Dropbox tree, defining it, and